Clubs is returning for another year within EA FC, which doesn't seem like a big deal, except there was a point where people were speculating that clubs would no longer exist. So in this video, we are confirming that clubs will be back, and on top of that, we are going to be going through absolutely everything that you need to know. But before that happens, if you're still going through Ultimate Team during this time and you want to make the most of the final month, then make sure that you head over to SkyCoach. SkyCoach offers cheap, fast and reliable FIFA 23 coins so that you don't need to spend the last month grinding. You will have coins to buy the players you want or open the packs you want. So if you're interested, there is a link in the description down below, and if you use Fnatic at checkout, you'll also get yourself a 10% discount. So as said, clubs will be returning, and yes, it's called clubs and not pro clubs. Slight name change. And with it, there are a few changes which we'll go through, and then I'll also give my opinion at the end, and then also throw it over to you guys to leave your opinions in the comment section down below. So firstly, clubs has a slightly different layout. Of course, the core foundation remains the same. You will still be able to build your pro player, and then you're also able to go and play with your friends. Together, you will then compete. But the structure in which you compete is slightly different. However, if you've been playing other game modes, it may also be familiar, because clubs is now going into a seasonal structure, and every season will be based on a completely different theme, which will dictate the rewards as well as the competitions in which you'll be going through. This is the exact same with Ultimate Team. Ultimate Team has seasons, and each season is around 5 to 6 weeks long. And that will start from the moment EA FC is released all the way to the end where EA FC 25 is released. But this is where it slightly differs from Ultimate Team, because even though seasons will be a thing, seasons for clubs is then broken down into 3 separate phases. Firstly, you have your league. Your league is what you already know and love. This is what you know to be clubs. You'll join up with friends, go through divisions, and try and progress as far as possible. The second phase is then promotion, the idea that you need to climb the divisions, going from Division 10 right to the beginning and progressing as far as possible. This year, you will not be relegated. So yet again, comparing it to a similar game mode, Ultimate Team, within divisions, you cannot get relegated. Not in the traditional sense of losing games. You will play games, and if you manage to win that game, you'll progress. If you lose, nothing really happens. Of course, you still don't want to lose, because the higher the division, the more competitive the game will be, and also the better reward you'll be able to get. There is a way in which you'll be moved back to previous and lower divisions, which we will talk about in a sec, but before we do, we need to talk about the third phase, which is the end of season playoff. Let's say you started in Division 10 and you managed to get all the way to Division 7 within a season. By the time you get to the end of season playoff, you are locked into that competitive bracket in order for you to then play other clubs at a similar level. This is where it becomes a bit of a Champions playoff as well as FUT Champions Weekend League type of game mode, but now available within pro clubs and with your friends. Once you complete the playoffs, you then claim the rewards that you've been able to get, and then it goes to the end of season, which is also going to be the start of the next season, and this is the only time in which you are somewhat relegated. Not so much of a relegation, but more you move back several divisions, where a new season starts, and then you can progress from that point again. As said, if you have played Ultimate Team, this is very familiar, because this is the structure that we have currently with divisions and, well, the FUT Champions Playoff and FUT Champions Final. It's just now, it's just a sort of blend within clubs with a few slight differences. And it should be highlighted that at the end of a season, when you are moved back several divisions, just because you lose that streak, anything that was done at that point has now been taken away because it was there for that season. There are some things which will remain. Firstly, you'll still have your pro. They'll be exactly the same. They'll have their boosted stats compared to what you've been able to do with them. And then even though you're relegated by 2 or 3 divisions, you still have your current pro at the level that they were previously. Your club as well is not affected. Any fans and reputation which you've been able to build up, which is very important this year. Your fans and reputation will dictate how well your club will perform and the themes around them. For example, when you do first start, you're going to have a fairly small stadium, not many fans. But as you progress, you continue to win games, keep on going through, keep on being competitive. Eventually, the number of fans will increase, thus increasing your reputation, and there you're able to build to bigger and better stadiums, which you're able to then sell out. At the end of the season, when you're moved back several divisions, that still stays the same. You don't lose fans because of it. And this year, there is a new system added into clubs where you're able to track your overall skill rating for the club as well as the players as part of it. And you'll also have your very own trophy cabinet. So any competitions that you competed in before, so if you entered and competed within any of the end of seasons playoffs, wherever you placed and if you managed to win any trophies, that will be part of the trophy cabinet. And with all of this, this will be mixed in with crossplay. This has been asked for quite some time, and slowly EA have been rolling it out into other game modes. It's just pro clubs, or now clubs, was the last one to be looked at. But now cross-platform will be available with clubs, but it will be generation specific, meaning that PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players can play together, and likewise PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and also PC will also be able to play together. The final thing that I want to talk about is that there does look to be monetization added to clubs. This is a interesting one because it's a small thing that wasn't really talked about but was shown within some of the menus, that you will now be able to use EA FC points to go and buy into any type of customization. Now, the reason that this is interesting is not so much that EA is trying to make money from this, because of course it's EA. But it's interesting because many believe that clubs is the best game mode within FIFA as well as what will be EA FC. The issue is that it just does not get enough attention. The reason that people have theorized that it doesn't get enough attention is because Ultimate Team is the big money maker. There's been a portion of the community who have always wanted to see new monetization options within clubs, just so people could then support the game mode that they enjoy, and then that money can then just be reinvested back into that exact game mode. But for whatever reason, EA never really attempted to monetize it, not in a way like Ultimate Team, where it does have FIFA points, or what will now be called FC points. But this time round, it does appear like that's happening. Not in a pack system, but in a way for you to buy into bundles, any types of themes, any type of customization options for your pro, allowing you to shape them the way that you want to shape them. Now, whether or not it's worth it, I can't really decide. That's a choice that you'll need to make when going through the game. But it is just interesting to see that EA are finally doing this. And this is where it comes to my opinion, which I'll quickly throw in. It does seem like we got a few more changes this year compared to what we've had in previous years. And maybe that is EA coming out from under the thumb of FIFA, because apparently they dictated everything. But with a lot of the changes, and we have stated within this video, they're not so much new. It's just taking what already exists within other game modes and bringing it across. It just feels like clubs is a year or two delayed compared to everything else. And maybe on that last point, with there now being monetization added to the game, there could be a better way to fund this game mode. But with that, we need to wait and see, because those changes won't be enforced this year. It's something we'll have to wait for the next few years to see whether or not people actually want to buy into this content for clubs. But let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you like the changes that have been made this year, or are you looking for something else? But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.